Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Be Scared. I am your instructor Abdul Moiz for the course Introduction to Machine Learning. In our very first lecture, I am going to introduce you that what basically machine learning is. So for this, first I am going through with the learning definition. So learning is the process of gaining understanding that leads to the modification of attitudes and behaviors through the acquisition of knowledge, skills, and values through study and experience. So I'm now telling you different definitions of machine learning for your better understanding. So the first definition is machine learning is concerned with the development of algorithms and techniques that allow computers to learn. The second definition by the author Samuel is that machine learning is the field of study that gives computers the ability to learn without being explicitly programmed. So this is the main word in this definition, is that without being explicitly programmed. So by the Tom Michael, machine learning is the study of computer algorithms that improve automatically through experience. So another definition is machine learning is programming computers to optimize a performance criteria using example data or past data. So in case of our machine learning, we have to perform different algorithms for our machine so that it will learn those algos and then come up with a solution. So how we can solve a specific problem using machine learning. So our first problem is, let's say that we have to teach a robot that how it can cook the food. Or we can say that our problem is that we have to recognize that whether it's a cat or a dog or what is this thing is by showing the picture, by giving it to the machine, and machine has to recognize that what picture is it of. So if we give the machine some amount of data, let's say we give the straight pictures of cat to the machine, so it will not recognize the pictures which are upside down. So for this we have to give our machine an immense amount of data so that it can recognize and it can train accordingly and properly. So how we can solve these specific problems, the problems in our also in our daily lives, and other than those problems which are somewhat specific, we can solve it in a way that we know that as computer scientists we write a program that encodes a set of rules that are useful to solve the problem. In many cases it is very difficult to specify those rules. Example I have given you, like the pictures of the cat, and we have to specify that which one is the cat picture from the different pictures. So learning systems are not directly programmed to solve a problem, instead developed on program based on example of how they should behave and from trial and error experience trying to solve the problem. So this is basically our technique by the machine learning to solve a specific problem. So with the help of machine learning, we can also guess and we can give tasks to machine learning that which digit is 2 from all these. So and what we can also ask that what will make the 2 from all of these. So machine learning, with the help of machine learning, we can get it. And how we can get it? In a way that it is very hard to write a program that solves problems that like recognizing a handwritten digit. So what we will do, instead of writing a program by hand, we collect examples that specify the correct output for a given input. The program may include that what distinguish a 2 from a 7, or how we can perceive, our brain will perceive it. So in a machine learning algorithm, it will take these examples and produces a program that does the job. The program produced by the learning algorithms may look very different from a typical handwritten program. It may contain millions of numbers. So that is why, because of very large data, it can recognize easily that what is 2 and what is 7 and recognize different numbers. If we do it right, the program works for new cases as well as the ones we trained it on. So in this way, our machine learning, we can recognize different patterns and different things. So the learning algorithms are useful in many other tasks. For example, the classification, we can determine which discrete category the example is, in recognizing patterns, our voice recognition, our facial identity. All of these, our mobile and cameras, they use the learning algorithms and learn our face, and so it can recognize our face and can unlock our phone. Similarly is with the speech case, with our voice case. So our recommender systems, this only use learning algorithms. So our information retrieval, we can find documents or images with similar content. This is also done with the help of the learning algorithms. Computer vision, or detection, segmentation, depth estimation, or optical flow. Robotics, in which there is a perception, the planning, and in learning to play games. Our robot now can learn to play games. How? With the help of these learning algorithms. They see the humans, that how they're going and playing the games, and how they're using different techniques, and they learn those techniques. And so in this way, with the help of those learning algorithms, they learn to play games, and ultimately they can play better than the humans. So recognizing anomalies, unusual sequence of credit card transactions, panic situation, with the learning algorithms, we can also solve these problems. So spam filtering, fraud detection, these are all covered under the learning algorithms. So types of our learning tasks, there are three majorly divided tasks of our learning, which is our supervised learning, our unsupervised learning, and our reinforcement learning. I will tell you each one by one with the help of the examples, so you will understand it accordingly. So first of all, the supervised learning. So supervised learning is a type of machine learning where the algorithm learns to make predictions based on labeled data. Labeled data means that the data is already categorized or classified. The algorithm is trained on this labeled data and make predictions based on it. For example, a supervised learning algorithm can be trained to recognize the difference between images of cats and dogs. I have given you the examples of different images of the cat. For example, if we include an image of dog in it, but machine learning, if it is a supervised learning, it will tell that which one is the dog and which one is the cat. The labeled data would contain images of cats and dogs along with their corresponding labels. The algorithm would learn to recognize the features that distinguish a cat from a dog, and then use that knowledge to make predictions on new unlabeled data. A common example of supervised learning is email spam detection. The algorithm is trained on a data set of labeled emails and learns to identify the characteristics of spam emails. Once trained, the algorithm can then predict whether a new email is spam or not based on its features. And now I'm going towards the unsupervised learning. So unsupervised learning is a type of machine learning where the algorithm learns to find patterns or relationship in the data without being given any specific labels. The algorithm is given a data set without any pre-existing labels, and it then tries to find patterns or relationships within the data. For example, an unsupervised learning algorithm could be used to group customers based on their purchasing behavior without being given any pre-existing categories. A common example of unsupervised learning is clustering. The algorithm is given a dataset and tries to find group of cluster groups or clusters of similar data points. This can be useful for market segmentation or customer segmentation. Now we have the third one, that is reinforcement learning. So reinforcement learning is a type of machine learning when an agent learns to make decisions based on trial and error. So in reinforcement learning, it is all based on trial and error learning. The agent interacts with an environment and receives a reward or punishment based on its actions. The goal of the agent is to maximize its cumulative reward over time. So, in this way, it learns over algorithms. For example, a reinforcement learning algorithm can be used to teach a robot how to walk. The robot would try different actions such as taking a step forward or backward and receive a reward or punishment based on its actions. Over time, the robot will learn the actions that lead to the highest reward and improve its walking ability. Another example of reinforcement learning is playing games. The algorithm learns to play a game by planning against itself or against other players. It receives rewards or punishments based on its performance in the game, and over time it learns to make better decisions and improve its gameplay. That's all for today. See you in the next lecture. Allah Hafiz.